Mandalorian. Do you watch that?
No, I haven't.
That's great, that is Mandalorian. Do you watch it, James? Mandalorian. Do you watch it out? This is oh mate, it's great. It's another part of Star Wars, isn't it?
Star Wars ended for me after the first 3 episodes.
Good morning guys. So Monday morning, I've got a lot to do this week. We had a big week last week, which was really cool. The other thing is that we had a lot of rain yesterday, and I'm hoping that the flat roof that we got watertight with the Alutrix held, and all the, obviously the gutters drained all the water away and not too much water got inside, so fingers crossed we're there. But I hope you all had a really good weekend. I had a really nice relaxing weekend. What we got to do this week, there's lots and lots of work to do, so what I'm going to do is do a bit of a recap where we're at. Okay guys, so here we go. So just got here this morning. The flat roof has actually held up really well. Where we've got a little bit of water is actually where it's coming through the doorway here. That's probably inside the existing part of the house, but the rest of the stuff you can see, we've got the trusses arrived over here. They arrived on Friday. We put temporary gullies in over here because we've got a massive flat roof, huge falls through the flat roof. But we've got a temporary gully over there coming all the way down, temporary gully over here coming all the way down, dropping in. The reason we're doing these is are just going to be temporary water outlets, because the one thing, if we don't, when we have heavy rainfalls, it will absolutely pull with water. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these temporary gullies in. We'll actually put 3 of them in, one in here, one in the other end, one into the corner where all the falls go. And what will happen is this will just keep the water off this top surface, and then obviously when we're ready to put the insulation on top, we'll just fill that hole back in, Alutrix it back up again, job done. It just means that we're not walking around in water, is it? I've just piloted these out here. I'll screw it from underneath, and then we've got this other gully over here. So I'm really pleased actually how it's all held up. Yeah, really pleased how it's held up. Morning Ev, morning Pete, how are you doing guys? Cup of tea first thing in the morning. Yeah. How you doing Ev?
Yeah.
Right, good to see you. As I said earlier, we had a great week last week. We absolutely smashed it out of the park. You can see this is a big old flat roof. We've got multiple falls, so let me start going through the falls with you. So what we've got is we've got this big rectangular section here with 2 roof lights in. The client didn't want the upstands to be the same height internally when we come to plaster because of the big doorway in here. He wanted this one to be within the regulations, so it's just 150mm. Obviously we've got a big build up of the 150mm of insulation, then we put 80mm OSB on top of that, and then we'll put the Reciprocating, and then we've got this huge roof here running all the way through. You can see we've got the temporary gully that we've done that there. What we're going to do, we'll fill that hole back in, put a bit of Alutrix then back over it when we're ready to do the insulation, but obviously we've got scaffold to go all the way along here and all the way along here. So the big thing is what we've done, we broke the fall here, but if you can imagine all of this water that's going there at the moment all falls this way. It falls to that corner over there. We'll go from here, from 4 inches it was from here to nothing, and then here across this way we need a 2-inch fall because we want to make sure we've got no standing water because of being such a big flat roof. So what we've done is from there to there, then gone up, say if this was 3, this would be 5 inches up, and then if that's to nothing over there, that would then be 3 inches over there. And then what we do is put a string line across and just gradient each actual furring strip, and the same across here. So basically the water, as soon as it lands on here, it goes that way, it just pulls all of this way. And that's the same with this one here. Look, you can actually see it, what we're doing guys, you can actually see it going down to the corner and cascading down to the gully itself over there. And obviously we've got a decent build up to make on the insulation and everything else. We put the Alutrix. Now the Alutrix is a vapor check, and it's great stuff. And you can see we put the circular corners in. We actually put 2 of those in. We put one underneath the very first, then we put the outer layer in, then we put another one on top, and then we put the extra corner on like that. And we find it really secures the corners and makes them absolutely watertight. And the other thing we do is we double seam a lot of the Alutrix as well. So in other words, once it's overlapped, we then put another seam over the top of that, and it just gives it that extra durability if you're leaving it exposed for quite some time like we're actually doing. You can actually see all of the force coming down this way, cascading out onto this roof over here. Same over there, coming over this way. Pete on Friday did an awesome job and just got these tops watertight, but what we're going to do is strip these off now, and then we're going to put Alutrix then on the top, because obviously we've got the G-decking going across, haven't we, Pete?
Yeah, all good.
And then you can see the force we've got. We continued this ply line, so from nothing there, you can see we've got easily a 3-inch fall over this way. So it's really important that we don't have any standing water. It all goes down to this corner. And what will happen when we obviously are getting ready to insulate and then put all the ply on, we'll actually get gutters. We'll actually get the correct Reciprocating actual channel, which will go through the wall into a back of a hopper, and all the water will go that way into the gullies that are already there. You can see we've got a great fall here. Really pleased. We got a lot done, didn't we, Pete?
Yeah, we had a good week last week.
Yeah. Now the next detail we've got to do is going to take all the planks off. We're going to put a piece of ply on top of this to close the cavity up, and then we're going to put the Alutrix down the side elevation of this Alutrix by 75mm, come up and then go across to seal the top off. Also, it'll help waterproof the ply as well. And then, because there's a aluminium detail that's going to go on all the way along here, all the way around here, which will finish it off really nicely. So we've got to crack on, get on. Done too much talking, got to get on with the work now. And that's my view for the day. Look at that. Couldn't ask for better, could you? It's a golf course over there. Beautiful. Right, let's crack on.
They say that we've got hardboard.
I'm so glad that hardboard's there, mate. Pull it. That's it, cut that, Pete. Let's cut that. Let's move this that way. Silly. One second, I'm just having an idea here.
If we can get under the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We're just trying to.
That's it, pull that board out, this board here. That's it, we can use the board then as we go along, just cut through the board, yeah?
Yeah.
Beyond it now. That's it, move your shovel. Watch that with the film, by the way.
Yeah, I told you.
Independence Day 2.
I told you it was terrible, didn't I?
Actually, Pete, I've got to say, I thought it was quite alright. I thought you were being a bit critical, actually. I thought, no, you know when your just brain wants to switch off and just want to watch something? I just thought it was really good. I just thought switch off, easy watch, you know. So what we're doing here is just rehydrating, because I don't know where it's like you guys, but it's really hot here. It must be what, I reckon about 30 now?
26, 27.
26, yeah, it's warm anyway. So just taking a load of water in. And what we've got to do is strip the rest of this roof off here. And before anybody says anything, yes, I know the guys haven't got eye-vis on, but we've all got suntan lotion on, and we all smell quite suntanny, lotiony, beachy sort of thing. All we need now is our flip-flops, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Got them in the van.
You got them in the van?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it then. We'll be flip-flopping around later on, won't we? So what we've been doing is, earlier on the job, we actually stripped all the stone off here, didn't we, Pete? We must have had about a ton of fine gravel, was it?
Yeah, fine gravel. I think they put it on just to stop the rain impact, don't they?
Yeah, that's it, yeah, and probably the sun. So we took that off ages ago. Now we've got the actual build process through. The lads got the G-decking round. We went off and got more handrail. So we've got all that finished all off, and then now what we're doing all together, the four of us working together, we're pulling this back, and we're very fortunate. There's a piece of hardboard underneath all these beautiful old boards. Now, we're definitely not going to damage all these boards. We're going to try and reuse these. This is actually red deal. That's actually really good quality timber. And then what we're doing, we're going to pull back the felt, pull it all back, get it all back, and then we're going to take all of the boards all up, take all the joists out, and then we've then got to cut all of the end of the rafters where Pete's sitting over there, cut all the way along, ready then for our girder truss. Now that will be 3 trusses all nailed together to be a triple truss, and that'll then take any load that's coming through here, the extra additional roof load coming through into here. We've got internal stud walls as well, but it's going to be a good week. I reckon we'll have some trusses on by the end of the week, don't you, Pete? So I reckon by Thursday we'll have all these trusses on, mate.
Yeah.
I reckon by Thursday night.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. We'll see how we go. So you see what we've done? We put the 2 shovels underneath, and then we're leveraging off, and then we're cutting it into small pieces so it makes it easier. How the water got in there and just right it all up. Really. It's brutal, isn't it? Gone really well actually. A couple of hours straight, and that was Pete.
We started it about what? Just after first break.
So
about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, so I was really pleased. Probably the most easiest and most efficient way of taking it off is cutting it into small pieces with the Reciprocating. Normally you get a shovel underneath it and just pare it back and roll it, but there's so many layers, about 5 or 6 layers I think all told. But we're now going to dismantle these 4, we're going to tap it from underneath and then just pull up, because there's not a lot of big nails in it or screws, so it will come up really easy. We can then take all the joists out and then take all the acros with the support of this, and then obviously then start to work on those rafters over there and get it ready for the girder truss. So here we go, guys. The quality of this timber is just absolutely...
You got it?
Yeah, I got it, mate. I mean, look at that. Buying this timber, this is just absolutely beautiful. Tell you what, it couldn't buy like that nowadays. What you want to do is just cut the fascia, Pete, because then it just tap off there, won't it? You got the Reciprocating up there, have you?
You talking about this fascia?
Yeah.
You just pull off, it's virtually hanging.
Is it? Ah, just pull it off then.
Yeah, I've got my hammer here, we'll be alright.
It's hanging, mate, that is.
Obviously you can see that was done very delicately. There you go, that's that one. There you go, good luck.
Yeah.
The ice cream man to come along now.
That's it.
That'll be lovely, wouldn't it? Ice cream man coming.
Yeah, white socks and sandals. Yeah, proper
That's it, isn't it?
Benidorm style.
Do you want a new one, Pete?
No, I'm alright, this is alright, this is doing its job.
Doing its job nice, isn't it? There, you see it on the end of that?
So this is where you're cutting off?
Yeah, so basically that's where I want the girder trusses to come to, mate, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure what that distance is to that inner wall over there, mate, okay? So let's get a tape, have a measure, and then we'll set the other line up and see where that falls, okay, buddy? Right, that is 4120, mate, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to go all the way to the other end. Right, so it's actually 4135 that is, mate, okay? So it's 15mm difference at the moment. Now at the moment it's going to miss this joist here. It's going to miss these, so if we pull that in 15mm that way, yeah, it'll actually then hopefully have enough to move these over, okay mate? And hopefully that might then hit all the joists along here, mate, okay? So I think what we should do is just tweak it 5mm that way, mate, yeah? And then we'll tweak that one 5mm that way and we'll be on the line then, won't we? Do another measurement, mate, just make sure we get it right. Okay, so I'm going to move it to 4140 now, mate, okay? 4140. And what we're going to be doing is, now we've got the line we're set, we're happy with the parallel measurement, okay mate? So what we're going to see is that we'll look at all of the end of these ceiling joists and just mark up all the ones that literally come over the line, okay? So we can see that one's good, that one's good, that one's good, that one's good. Right, that one there is going to be marked up first, so you've got your square, mate. So basically any ones with X on like that, well, so they're good, don't have to touch them. That one there, you can see we're going to have to literally just slightly cut that one, aren't we, mate? See it? Just cut a fraction off that one, yeah? Right, that one there, we've got to tweak a little bit, haven't we? See it? So what I'll do, place it on top, bring it along, and then that's got to be cut there. You see what I'm doing? Just lining it through the line. I'll start cutting the ones behind me now. So you carry on marking those up. Once you've marked those up, then you start sawing this way, okay? And I'll start sawing this way, okay, mate? All right? But only saw this timber here, okay? Don't touch the rafter. That's the ceiling joist, that's your rafter, okay, mate? 2 more to do, and then we can take the line off then, can't we, mate? It's if you just pull the nails out of there, mate, okay? Hey, good morning guys. I hope the weather's really good for you there, because it's absolutely beautiful here. So happy at the moment because it's the great weather. We're stripping a roof off, bitumen roof yesterday. Absolutely smashed it out between the lads. Now what we're going to be doing, I've set up a line up down here. I'll put an inch block on here and an inch batten over there, you can see it. Now what I'll actually do is I want to be working to this datum line here. So what I'll do is I'll put a timber, you can see I'm just fractionally off that line there, so it's a little bit high. This one, look, absolutely perfect, absolutely perfect. This one here, absolutely perfect again. So I'm just going to check them all all the way along here. If they need tweaking up a little bit, I can then just tweak them up, use the a wedge underneath there, get them all in line, because then once they're all in line I can then check the rafters with a string line on top as well. I'm going to move this out to get that sorted out. So that's going to be one of the jobs. Once I've got them all cut on the plumb and seat cuts, I can actually then get the first girder truss up. And the girder truss is made up of 3 trusses, and then I can actually then get a good mechanical fixing in through the side of that truss, and then get all the hangers then set up with that as well, and then put the following 2 trusses on. The other thing is we've fixed all the straps, which we did earlier. Really pleased with the fall. Morning James, how are you this morning?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good. So what we've got here is this rafter here and that rafter over there where Nev's working over there. What we found is completely rotted out over there. Same as this, took this board out. This board was completely rotted out. We will replace this timber, and then obviously we can then start setting and cutting the girder trusses through here, getting that sorted out. So what the plan is, hopefully by the end of today we might have all of those trusses that are going to come through down there, have them all in. That's going to be the mission. We're just going to get ourselves set up. I mean, what a glorious day, guys. Look at that. What a beautiful day. Can't fault that. So I hope you're having a good, it's Wednesday today, so I hope you're all having a great Wednesday, and see you in a bit. Take care. Got a nail there, haven't you, mate? Yeah. So what you want to do is tap that out now. You see that there? Tap it like that. You can see where your nail is, yeah? You see it? You see how easy that was? There you go. Now you can work on it. So when you start a saw, you see there, instead of trying to take the whole of it on like this, yeah? Just literally, as you were doing earlier, get your thumb, just get it started. Even if you just draw it back a couple of times like that first, yeah, like that. Get it started and get yourself on an angle. If you try and saw like this, it's a little bit more hard work, more energy. So if you can just get it going like that, and then see the angle of the saw. I'm using the angle of the saw through my arm here. Once I get it going like that, I'll just keep that sort of same driving angle, you see it? Instead of doing underneath, because that takes more energy. Whereas if I'm on the slight angle, now I know I've just hit a nail, I can hear, you can hear it straight away, can't you? Tap the end again, there she is. Get that out, there you go. on the top. I'm just going to put myself a loop on. The other thing, the line's quite new, so it's quite slippy on the line. It's not like an old worn line where it creates its own friction when you do different types of knots. Now, you notice I've got this screw on a slight angle. I actually prefer to use nails, but this will have to do. In this, I'm just trying to check to see whether my rafters have dropped quite a bit, and you can actually see they have. So what I'm going to do is lift the rafters up, all in line again, get them all screwed in one hit, so I'm glad I checked that. So let's get that there. Put the screw on a bit of an angle. I don't know whether you've ever seen this trick. It's a line trick. So basically it saves you then trying to do a loop knot. I've got a loop up that other end. So basically what you do, you get your line, you get a bit of excess line, you pull it as, not tight, you just literally get it ready so it's ready to go. And then all you do is put a line behind your hand and then put it to there, like that, okay? You then literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason you do 5 because it creates enough friction to hold. So basically you can see the lines twisted like that now. All I then do is just hook it over like that, and then all I do is just pull my excess line through and keep pulling that through, and then just keep pulling. Now to tighten it, you just pull the excess like this and just pull, so you can get really nice and tight. Keep pulling like that, okay? So it's really nice and tight. Pull again and then pull it back. And when you pull it back, it creates its own friction over its line. Look at that, nice and tight, look at that. And then to undo it, all you do is just literally pull it on the same parallel line. Don't pull it that way, you have to pull it on the line and just let it loosen itself. There you go, boom, done. Easy as that. That on the top of the rafter over there, that on the top of the rafter over here, look, you see she's low. So I want to be able to lift these up if I can slightly and then clamp it, then screw it. Because then when I get all of this roof line in, I'm trying to give it the best. See, look, see how low it is over there?
Yeah. So
I'll push that up, and it just means I'm pulling the roof back into line.
Okay.
What we want to do is push that up like that, you see it, like that. There you go, look, it's a couple of mil off now. And then what I'll do is I'll just screw that through there, screw that through there, like that, and then I'll just work my way along. Right, let's get a bit of a prop under that one. Rafters moved there and there, mate.
Am I right to work from my side and meet in the middle?
Yeah, what you might have to do is just get a prop, an acro prop, and just push these up a little bit, mate, okay? Because like that's a massive gap there, mate, and the same with this one here, mate. If I push up that timber and offset that line to that rafter, what's going to happen as I push it up, I'm going to lose this gap. Now obviously I have got a little bit of a tolerance gap there at the moment, so if I put that timber in and that's about the same gap as that lifting vertically, I'm not going to be worried about it, because obviously the truss when it goes in is going to be perfectly level, isn't it? So what I'll do now is get myself that bit of batten. So when I put it underneath there, look, you see it's just borderline.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. It's like a mil we're talking about. That one there, look, that's okay, because you see the gap there, even though it comes past the line, I've got a bit of tolerance up there, you see it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave that one. Now you see this one here I've screwed there, that's got to go up at least. But what I'm going to do is look at that. You know, you see that there?
Yeah.
Actually, what that gap is there, I'm probably going to take it up a little bit, because then it'll help this. But it means that when I level all these up with the truss running along, it'll be absolutely perfect. So we're going to try and pull to this line and pull to this line. So I think what we've got to do is work together a little bit, because obviously there's quite a lot of extremes here, isn't there? Because we're going to have to jack it up as well as lift it down anyway, you know what I mean? It's a bit of a double whammy, isn't it? Because it'll make our life so much easier when we come to put the trusses in. Right, okay mate, so is that up to the line?
Should go up a little bit more.
Okay mate.
That's it, that'll do.
That's it. And then what we can do, and then just put your timber in there, mate. How's that? Needs to come down a bit more. Yeah. There you go. Now clamp that. And that's what we want, mate, because then that'll be perfect for us then. That's lovely, isn't it? That's within a mil, that's fine, mate. I'm happy with that. So I think if we work together and work our way along, yeah, we can then check the line at the top, line at the bottom. We're happy days then, mate, okay. here should always be in line with what you're cutting. If you're like this, you'll end up bowing your saw. Best thing to do is saw round the nail. There you go, you hear me hit it then?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now, so I'll change here now, just go this way. There you go, look at that. And then tap it out your way. There you go. Job done, mate, isn't it? Do. Bada bada boom. I'll just go past that, that's lovely. It's pretty good, that is, that'll do. See if we can get you going, like I've just done then. One arm, last cut, go for it, James. Not allowed to stop.
No pressure.
No pressure. So once you start, you can't stop, you gotta get going. Slow down, just use the whole length of the saw. Your arm won't die then. Nice and steady, mate, nice, and let the saw do the work, mate.
Bit line's coming out.
We're going to move these now and put the G-decking on so we can get to here. That allows us to then do the seat cut nice and easy then, instead of trying to do it like this, you know what I mean, mate? Okay. When you cut it, you've got to get right down here, mate, yeah? See what I mean? See how flat my saw is and how I hold with my fingers? Yeah. Yep. Because you want the bracket, whatever you're going to put on, sit on nice and flat, don't you? We're ready to go, kid, for the first truss.